Peace, my people. It's your boy, you know, Nina Taino that representing the Taino tribe from Puerto King, Puerto Rico. And I'm gonna break down certain things that people feel comfortable with. And if you feel comfortable, this page is not for you. If you're open-minded, well, this page is for you. Well, you see me as a producer to do music with AI. You see my books at Amazon. You see my TikTok. You see Bill the posting that generates certain things and bring it to reality. They said that AI is bad, but it's not. Of course, it's AI helps you to open that war again, so we don't lose our culture and heritage. But today I'm going to speak about something about how Africans claiming to be indigenous of the land, but they was not in the land. They want to claim the shit because the simple fact is that Africans from Africa, the word black came from them, and they came to America as slaves. They never did. And I'm gonna tell you what. If you go back to the story of Shaka Zulu, a lot of people want to mention his name. They're too afraid. Um, just to be fair, if you ask any black person their tribal name, they won't give it to you. But they would sit there and says, "I'm the original man. You're not original shit. You're not original off Turtle Island. Copper people run this land. The Native Americans from Turtle Island. My ancestors, or my Aztecas, came from the long of South America. We're not Latino, we're not Latina, we're not Hispanic, we're not freaking these type of labels. Afro, whatever, because the word Afro, and I'm gonna get to that word Afro real quick. Right, I'm gonna show you something real quick, right? When we say the word Afro, we gotta dig deep in this, right? We gotta get dig deep, right? And I'm gonna show y'all something that's gonna offend y'all, but if it offend you, so be it. Okay, so I'm gonna minimize this quick so people see what I'm talking about. Um, as you can see his hair, his name is Juan Carrillo. Juan Carrillo was a black conquistador from Africa, and surely you see in the background those are Tainos, right? Those are Tainos. Um, for the island Puerto King, Puerto Rico. Um, he came with Ponce de Leon from Spain. Matter of fact, that's why you go Puerto Rico, you hear the word Ponce, and the word Ponce came from Ponce de Leon. So cities in Puerto Rico is named certain cities in Puerto Rico is named after conquistadors, basically. But this asshole right here, because no such thing as Chris Columbus, because think about it, if Chris Columbus was Italian or he was a European, don't you think that he would kill them already a long time ago? So yeah, it took a million person to come to from Africa, came over here, and and what happens is that he went to Spain and gave money to people in Spain, Spaniards, and come from Spain towards Puerto Rico, search for the islands with the indigenous that was happening there, and to what you call South America, during those times when the indigenous didn't buy nobody, but the indigenous fight each other, rivalries, but that's about it. But when we get too deep into this situation, a lot of people don't want to get into detail with this because they're too afraid. Because all people say we black, no, we tired of that bullshit. So I call us black, we tired of nonsense. We the copper people in this land, y'all not the original to this shit. You should have asked something, but when we ask you what's your identification or who's your tribe came from or who's your ancestors are, you will not claim that shit, but yet you wanna sit here and try to say we black. As me being an indigenous of a Taino, I know the gods like the Zemis, Yaya, Atabey, um, such forth. What I don't like when somebody try to put a label on us a color on us that we was no color. Because if that was the case, that if they say we came black, then don't you think that if you go to Egypt and if you go to the pyramids, Osiris was green. The Egyptian god Osiris was green. If you look at Hoth, he was green also. So you can't sit there and says everything's black. No, it doesn't. It don't work with that. Because if that's the case, then you as a black man should tell me what tribe you're from. You as a black man should tell me, um, because back in those days, in ancient civilization, they'll go by the word black or tan or they don't do that. But again, they were going by tribal names, ancient names. But now you want to put the labels because you shall repeat history to enslave us with the word black. So you should have did the same thing a long time ago in Africa when we had to enslave each other for greed, money, and such forth. You shall put in your category to sit here and says, well, we black like you. No, we don't act like y'all. We different. We are peaceful indigenous people of the land. And like I said, take how you want it. I don't care. But the book says it all. Now we keep going down on this book, right? This book got all details. Now, if anybody wants this book in Spanish, please let me know. I'll gladly get this book to you. And so you can read for yourself if you understand Spanish. You can translate English. You can see the notes from Juan Carito, the history. Um, you can see all this by yourself. So you can't sit here and try to erase our identity as brown people in land. Again, you see them. This is the point I'm making. It's a lot of information from Mexico also. Everything in Spanish. I mean, you can see for yourself. And like I said, Ponce de Leon when he went to Puerto Rico. Again, this is see. He like Isla de San Juan, Puerto Rico. The thing over here. Again, the dinos have long hair. So if any Boricua, Puerto Rican got long hair, just who they are. They are called dinos. We don't need cut our hair for nobody. Y'all make it seem weird cut our hair. Like, yeah, we don't do that. Again, you see it. This is some shit that Juan Carito came to, to Puerto Rico. This is name alive. Remember, they found somebody. So basically, Juan Carito was there eventually, and he tried to conquer. They tried to conquer. Then they went to Florida, and they traveled. They traveled seas. See, then they went to the crabs next. Such forth. They were going out there and conquer things. So mostly, this book give you more detail than ever before. And they, forced the religion of Jesus on us, and this is going on. Now, this is not just the only book I have. I'm gonna show you another book I got today. Um, this book, Other Slave Uncover Story of the Indian Enslavement in America. And this right here spoke about, how, how they was forced the slaves in early Mexico, fighting for their freedom, the Indians of Spain, the great wealth. Again, these are proven facts that colored people was enslaved. They was not black, they was all copper people, and people should have they said those are niggas. No, they not Negroes or niggas. Stop putting shit on us that we are. We don't do that shit. And y'all sit here and you try to use me as a puppet for me to forget about my ancestors. No, I'm not doing that no more. Now we are. The very slavery brings to mind African bison stuff in the hole of the ship or white uphill maize, and It's the movies consider for us a nation that states where black Africans are imported into the world. We may be aware that a long swipe of history, people other than Africans have been held bondage and practice continues today as millions of agents or hundreds of thousands of Latino Americans down to Europeans can, and it's sorry for saying it, but it is what it is. Begins all slavery had lost in minutes of time. Native people such as the Subutex, Mayans, Aztecs to cactus to use sacrificial victims. French, Dutch, and Portuguese all became important in the enslaved trade. Spain was Indian slavery, with Portugal and later England were to African slavery. It tells you a whole lot. Like I said, going towards islands. Um, it's a lot. It's the new era Indian bondage. So this is real facts, and a lot of people complain, and this what it is. I'm being honest. Like I said, I don't give a fuck when it comes to my culture. But when somebody disrespect, but when people disrespect when people disrespect my culture, I speak for my culture. Respect mine. I don't sit here and disrespect nobody else's culture, but when I feel like somebody disrespect mine, because I know who we are, I feel like people shall replace us. People shall replace our gods, the Zemis. Um, People shall replace the Mayan gods, the Aztec gods, the Inca gods. So people go around. I personally, I think people go to the pyramids and paint darker colors to make it seem they're dark. That's what's going on. Um, and it's a fact. And I got another book that I can go ahead and look for it right now for you. Um, it's another book I have that everything I said will back me up. And like I said, I got a lot of books that will sit here and constantly um this is from Tartarians back centuries ago. I don't know if you heard about Tartarians when this is old legacy civilization that was here in Americas. Um, See right here it says the great African American slave trade debunked it. The transatlantic slave trade out of Africa, 4.25 million African slaves shipped to Brazil and Mexico on boats. That comes up to 43,750 ships. So do the math. If you have notes, please, if you had notes, please write it down in the maybe you want things smaller so you can see what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second. Let's go back to it. So this is where I come from with this. Like I said, if you do the math, then you see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna zoom into this so you can really here see it. And they debunked this whole scenario about the great African American slave trade. Debunked it and says that we can't break it down further than that. If each of those 40,000 long wage trips take 2 months, that's 80,000 months 6,666 years of collective travel time one way, 12,000 plus years round trip. This means that we'll have to have built 40,000 boats if it took 5 years to build a single large cargo ship. With a 3 year average build time will be taking 120,000 years to build 40,000 boats. Even if it take 1 year to build a ship, that's still 40,000 years, right? So after 20 years, the Royal Ventures, with its 15 ships, had transported between 9,000 and 100,000 slaves. This long way from 15 million to 20 million slaves was supposedly brought to Americas. Doesn't that leave a little over 14 million to 19 million people now accounted for? What's up with that? Again, this is the facts. If we're gonna do math, we gotta bring the facts out, right? We gotta bring the whole facts out to this because I'm tired of people saying and trying to lie who they are, what they are. You gonna tell me? So again, we're gonna keep saying here. It says Mexico claims African slaves as well. A total of 186,776 Africans were deported to Mexico during 300 years of Spanish slave trade. Looking at the appearance of modern Mexicans, it becomes clear that nowadays made up the numbers without any proof or any evidence of any link to the city of the claims. There is no way 186,066,000 black skinned mangoes could be responsible for the pigment side of the wall, well over 100 million light and dark skin, right? So the story goes, some 12.5 million Africans were taken from their homes and forced above slave ships that was destiny for the New World. About 10.7 million people survived the horrors and passage between the 1526 and 1866, supposedly, only to end up in bondage on sugar rice, cotton, tobacco plantation. So first and foremost, the tobacco came from Tainos. Let's cut that shit out. The Americans and the Caribbeans. The transatlantic slave trade is the largest forced migration in history. Brown skinned people are the indigenous to Americas. Again, this is why you said Copperhead Native Americans are not the result of the so-called Red Indian mixed with slaves. The so-called Red Indian comes from mixing with the European colonists as the Asians. They were in America before Columbus. The first Native Americans were Moors, but that's all a lie because see again this where the lies derail from, and they talking about the Moors was here first. Absolutely, that's a lie. So we're gonna talk about all lies because all this shit, all lie. Because we're gonna talk about all this shit's all a lie. The Moors was never fucking indigenous to them. Um, this is what I said. They sit here a lot about people who was here. Um, they said the Moors was here. No, the Moors came and raped. Because again, that's called Juan Querido came and raped the Thanos. Like I said, I could go back to the book. I could show you. Because I could, like I said, I like to debunk certain shit that they say had lie about this. And this is back in days to tutorials. Again, this they want to tell you about this shit because they want to sit here and play these little fucking mind games. I got the old map, so like I said, I can go back into what it is about my ancestors. See, no such thing as black person. There was brown skins. You see, if you look at their hair, short hair, you would see there was brown skinned people. There was not black people. Again, these was brown people. No such thing as a black person. They was brown skins. And closing massive mouth, the lies told. So in fish schools over generations past centuries have been universal out control know that once one generation believes something to be true, we went to the moon. The next generation just believes to be true vaccines are safe and effective. The Native American the Native one Americans have been reclassified as black, Indian, nigger or negro, red skin or color, yet they are from the same native culture with the same similar and the Great Whitewash, natives were labeled when the white man designed Central South America as Latin Americans. They in their tongue now Spanish or Muga made America great again, speak to only USA, etc. We have no name for white Europe conquerors, Arrow Americans, yet we label Asian Americans, Latin Americans, Canada's, African Americans, etc. refer to America as the only United States. And again, our ancestors were copper people. You're welcome. They take away Mexicana to replace the language with Spanish and rename the entire island Latin America, completely erasing native legends and lures, white killing off 50 million, and these erase the entire highly intelligent. And this is what I keep saying over and over time. They want to call us black because they want to replace the original. Now, if I could show you something I could tell you. Now, I could go back into one of my books and we could go back into one of my books, right? Check it out. I'm gonna show you something else that I can tell you. It's a little secret. I found this a long time ago. Lucky I found this. Lucky I find this, but lucky I find this, and I'm always gonna keep it by my head. Spanish people detailed from President San Juan Bautista in 1490. Again, the Spanish were the main people that Daniels met. Columbus arrived at Caribbean in 1492. So if we go before 1492, there was a different tribe before the Dinos. There was called the Arando tribe. When the Arando tribe came to South America, we came to South America to Puerto Rico to run away because there was fucking people chasing after like the Africans. Because during that time there was no such thing as no Africans there. Nobody was only but the copper people. We went to the island for peace. And the Spanish 1941. So now we gotta go to 1491. Now we gotta go back in time. Europe in 1500, Spain, Orange country in the southwest. It had, it goes back. It goes back. The population between 6 and 10 million. England at the time had about 5 million. The language, Spanish. The Roman language that comes from the street Latin. Again, if you go to our Spanish from Spain, Spain goes back to where? Spanish come from where? You go back to Roman Empire. That's where you got it's called Latino. And you hear the word Latino, you hear the word Latin. Latin come from where? Rome. So our Spanish really come from Rome, the Roman Empire that conquered Spain. Because the Moors cannot conquer Spain where the Roman Empire did conquer Spain. Then later on, but before with the Moors, before it was called Moors, there was a Kemet. It was a Kemet because in Kemet there was brown people also there. So they had the Moors had a different name. You get what I'm telling you? I have that. I got that on my Facebook too. My bad. I'm gonna bring it next time. I'm gonna post it up too so people see what I'm talking about. So then we keep going. So then, exactly. I'm gonna show y'all more. Let's keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna show you what they replace us at. The food we making it into bread. The main food: grapes, oils, oranges, lemons, and sugar. Raised cow, sheep, pigs, fish, wine, religion, gold. This is from Spain. That's from over there. That's how they live. They was ruled by reyes, kings who receive taxes. So they food is weed, making it bread. Their food, their main food: grapes, olives, oranges, lemons, and sugar. Right? They sport, as you can see, that sport. They technology. Okay. Then the enemies, the Moors, dark skin. You see it. You see it. What does it says? It says the Moors. It says the Moors, dark-skinned Muslim who ruled Spain for hundreds of years. The Taínos thought the Spanish had come from the heavens. This was disproved when it was found that holding them underwater killed them and their bodies would not come back to life, not even days later. Again, you see it. The Taino genocide. The Spanish picture on top, the Taínos. Again, this is where the story get real. And then what it says? The Spanish wiped out 85% of the Tainos with genocide and disease. They raped the Taino woman, took them as sex slaves and wives, and they brought in black slaves. But that's bullshit because I'm gonna tell you now, in Puerto Rico, there was no bones of Africans descent in Puerto Rico. There was no bone find. The bones they find in Puerto Rico was in defect the Tainos, not no fucking bones. That's what I said. They brought black slaves to take the place of the Taino dead. Today, Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic our culture mix of Taino, Spanish, and African. Because that African, like I told you, if you go to what I said, African and Spanish, Spanish and Spain, now we gotta sit here and say to ourselves, Africans. When they was there at the Taino time? No, they wasn't. They came out, they said, they came later on down the line. So if we go back in time, again, we go back in time. We gotta look up the name. We gotta look up the name again. We gotta go back into who's who. Who was African? We gotta go back. Who was the African man they talking about? Who came to Puerto Rico? We gotta go back and say who was in fucking Puerto Rico. Again, this all the evidence I'm pushing out, and people don't like me at the end. I don't give a fuck. And this the man named Juan Carito, an Afro man, an African man, was born out of Congo, came out of Africa, went to Spain, gave money to Spain, and said, yo, I need your help because I'm going to Puerto Rico, I'm going to these islands, and they're going to be indigenous people there. How the fuck he knew that indigenous people was there? Somebody came to us first. Like I said, the Moors, who was high priests, the navigators, the Moors navigated to the island about jealousy and saw the brown people and say, you know what? Let's go back to Africa. Let's bring up, like you said, look at the armor. Because if you look at that man Juan Carito, right? Now we're gonna look at the Juan Carito. Then we gotta look at, then we gotta face, then we gotta look at the Moors, right? Then we gotta look at the fucking Moors. Then we gotta say, look at the fucking Moors. The Moors got the same shit. The Moors got the same armor, same shit. We gotta look at the fucking Moors. These Moors are the one that did this to our people. These are the Moors that people don't want to speak about because these are the ones that have armor. So we're gonna look at the armor. These we call the Moors. These we call the fucking Moors. What their color was. Again, they putting shit to your face. Moors. These are fucking Moors. This is where people don't like to speak the truth at. This is where it gets down dirty. So if you look at then we gotta go back and say, well, guess what? You see a Moor named Juan Carito. You get what I'm saying? We gotta look at the whole. We can't just look at one thing. We gotta look at. Yeah, I know. And it's the fact. When I speak my truth, I said it on TikTok. I said it everywhere. In my videos, I said, now we gotta blame who or what? Do we keep blaming the Spaniards? Do we keep blaming the Europeans? No, we gotta go to the main source. Who taught the Spaniards how to rape, kill, everything? Because Spain was all mind their own business. Spain over there was mind their own fucking business. Spain, they didn't know shit about us. Spain was Spanish. They was over there. They never came to us. This is the point I'm making. They never came to us. So who was there? Who settled Spain? So we gotta look at Moors settle in Spain. So now we gotta look it up. Moors and North African Muslims people invaded and settled in the Libyan Peninsula in 1411 AD, established a rule that lasted nearly 800 years until 1492. So they went to Spain. Look, Congress, instead of letting Berber and Iraq forces across North Africa to control most of Spain and Portugal. Under the Muslim rule, again, the Moors went to Spain, settled there, and gave Spain the technology, advanced weapons, of gunpowder. People don't want to speak about this dumb shit. Well, when it comes to us, they try to tell us our fuck culture, how we supposed to talk, but yet y'all don't want to talk about what the fuck y'all did to us. And all of a sudden, we're the bad people that we speak up for our culture and who we are as the collective people. Yeah, and of course. So this is even why white people are racist to Latino. That's the reason why the Caucasian is mostly racist to us. And we gotta find out where did the Caucasian people come from. If we go back in time, again, there's a video out here. And trust me, I will go right now on YouTube and I can show it better. Listen, I will show you better. I can tell you where this video come from. Matter of fact, let's go and watch this video, the clip of the video. Let's go to the video real quick. Cause a lot of people don't like me when I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Because with me, I don't dance. I speak my mind, and this is what I do.
Ask in many ways. My story is similar to the African king Shaka Zulu, who was a child who was heir to the Zulu throne, but he was cast out of the kingdom with his mother to suffer in the wilderness, without receiving help from many of the neighboring tribes. Shaka Zulu grew up with hate in his heart, and when he finally took the Zulu throne, he took out his revenge on all the people and tribes who did not help him when he was a child. Through death, war, and intimidation, Shaka Zulu conquered many of the neighboring tribes and unified them all under the banner of Zulu. However, when the white man came to South Africa, it was Shaka Zulu who sold out his land and his people to the white man. So, is Shaka Zulu really a hero? See, it was corrupt African leaders who sold out their own land and people for their own selfish gain, which led to the colonization of Africa. That is the ugly truth you do not want to hear. Similar circumstances exist for the cause of slavery. The ugly truth about slavery is that Africans sold their own brothers and sisters into slavery. Any scholarly research into the causes of slavery will tell you that there were 4 kinds of people who were sold into slavery: criminals or debtors, prisoners of war, house servants, and free people captured during raids by rival tribes and European gangs. In every case, there were African people selling their African brothers and sisters into slavery. In the case of criminals and debtors, and house servants, these were usually members of the same tribe, who were selling their own tribal brother and sister into slavery. In the case where members of different tribes sold each other into slavery, when you do research on the tribes, you will find that many of the neighboring West African tribes can tell you exactly how they are all related, and at what point in time they branched off to become a separate tribe. So they knew they were selling their own family into slavery, but they cared more about selfish gain. That is the ugly truth you do not want to hear. But you would rather maintain the lie, as they say in the Black Panther movie. Also, in the Black Panther movie, the priest Zuri was the one who snitched on Killmonger's father, which got him killed, and Zuri went on to become a powerful high priest in the tribe. The same thing is true for the high priests of many West African traditional religions during the time of slavery. These high priests were advising the chief to sell various people into slavery. So if you reject the religion of Christianity because of its involvement in slavery, or if you reject the religion of Islam because of its involvement in slavery, then you should also reject the civilized African religion of Ifá, because those Babalawe priests were advising the chief to sell your ancestor into slavery too. I know, some truths are too much to bear. You want to maintain the life, but the reality is that the suffering, brutality, and cruelty that Africans have faced at the hands of white people through slavery and colonization was facilitated by our own African family members for their own corrupt, selfish greed. So these hellish conditions that we have experienced are really a monster of our own making, as is stated in the Black Panther movie. Lastly, if you are a descendant of the transatlantic slave trade who is alive today, then your ancestor did not jump from the ships because they knew death was better than bondage, because if they had jumped from the ships and killed themselves, then you would not be alive today. So do you want to deal with the truth, or do you want to maintain the life?
Look, man, he spoke for what it is. He spoke for what it is, and like I said, you gotta go into. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna unplug this. Let me see, can I plug this into the chat? Let me see something real quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it in my post. I'm gonna post it in my post for you. I think I just posted. I just posted for you, so you go ahead look for it. Um, yeah. So eventually, a lot of people been lied to. A lot of people don't like to tell the truth though. Um, a lot of people sit here, try to place us, but it's not happening more. And I'm not allowing this shit to occur no more. Um, like I said, I'm on TikTok. I'm everywhere, nonstop. If you go to my links if you go to my link on my YouTube, you would know that I was not joking. Like I'm really everywhere now. Like I I try to balance things out like my all I want to do is balance shit out. But I guess every time all I do is balancing. Like for example, um, it got to be a balance between Africans versus us. Because if there's no balance, what's gonna take place is Africans gonna get killed. Because the simple fact is that a lot of indigenous people was getting tired of them, and we never was violent until we became violent, and we were taught to be violent. We were taught to hurt our own brother and sister because of the bullshit that they taught us. It's like it's basically tricknology type shit. Um, when it comes to the truth, though, I get more respect from my own kind. To be honest, I'm being honest. That's why somebody tell me, a black man tell me, he says, "Yo, y'all Latinos, y'all stick together," and we do stick together. We not separate. We always stick together. Maybe we might talk shit to another brother. Maybe we might shot another brother. But let me tell you something. If it comes to a war zone for the islands or anything indigenous that's from us, then it's gonna be a big problem. And um, I'm gonna say this, like I said before, I'm gonna say again. I'm always gonna speak my mind about certain things. I'm always will. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I sugarcoat nothing. I mean, maybe other people will, but that's not me at all. That's the problem. But not me at all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. And for me, is that I speak my mind about the whole situation. If I feel like you disrespect my ancestors, you try to disrespect me, my culture, I'm gonna speak about it. If I feel like you saying something negative about my culture, I'm gonna speak about it. And that's why my hair is long because I'm the type of person where I'm trying to tell you straight to your fucking face who you are. Yeah, I know. How do you find me though? yeah, I did. And people wanna know my name, what I call myself. My name. People don't know my name, so I'm gonna give my name out to y'all. My Taino name, my Taino name, as I mentioned before. That's why I got long hair as a Taino. Um, my name is called Anuda Nino Taino. Now, if you don't know what Nino Taino is, I'm gonna tell you who they are. First and foremost, because a lot of people don't know what is a Nino Taino. Uh, Nino Tainos refers to the noble elite social class within the pre-Columbian, the Taino side of the Caribbean, serving as assistants to the chief and the faction as tribal leaders, warriors, and advisors. The term is sometimes interpreted to mean good people or important people. I'm a Neo Taino because of the knowledge I speak and I'm aware, but the knowledge I have gets deeper and deep. That's why I'm a Neo Taino. Now, if my first name as my first name Anura. Well, I'm gonna break the word Anura down. That's not a female name. That is a male name. Anura. You hear the word Anu. It means sky god from Mesopotamia, the first civilization. You hear the word Ra because that's the sun god Ra. So if you connect the gods from the first civilization all the way down, everything is similar. So if my first name's Ana Ra Ana, you go back to the highest deity of Taino is Yaya. Yaya is the creator of the Tainos, the creator of Tainos, and you look at the Ra, the sun god. The sun god Amnu Ra is from Kemet, right, Egypt. Now if you look at the Taino Zemis, you see what's his name is I can't pronounce the name. My bad. I'm gonna show you. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you. Uh, what was his name? What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? I'm gonna put up here. Give me 1 second. I I can't pronounce. I had it. It tipped my tongue. It would tip my tongue. So it was tip my tongue and shit. So um, so you hear him.
Yokahu.
Yakuhu, right?
Yokahu.
Yakuhu. That's the sun god of the Thanos. That's the sun god. Yakuhu is the sun god of the Thanos. So now you see where my name's coming from. I'm pointing out every from the Zamis. I'm pushing back because all the gods same, but I'm always going to respect the Zamis. I always respect the Zami gods, but also I honor the higher deities that created my ancestors. You get what I'm telling you? Because the very first gods we came from dragons. The original color was green because if you go to ancient Egypt, the original color was green. My ancestors love water. The blue people, the Avatar people. So you gotta go back in time so you could add everything to who created. If my ancestors called the god called Zemis, then I gotta ask myself, okay, the Dinos are not they babies, and the Zemis are babies, cause we were the last babies. that means we came from other gods too. So we gotta go back in time. Who manifests us? Who created us also? So we gotta go way back in time. You gotta tell you. So it's like your Taino name is within your name. You gotta find that name within your name. That's why the conquistadors or the Spaniards won't tell you that if you look at your name is hidden. Your tribal name is hidden within your name, your first and last name. So, for example, like I said, Anura is my tribal name. That name came right from my last name, Rodriguez. Ra. You hear the word Ra. You hear the word Ra, the sun god, right? Rod. You hear the word Rod. That's Osiris. Who holds the staff? Osiris. This is what I said. I go back into my name and find out my name was not my name, not just my name, but my name carried a lot of weight from the sun. I am from the sun. So if I'm from the sun, that means I'm from the abyss. That means I'm from the water because the sun gives energy to what? The abyss, the water, to warm the water. So that's how it works. Because the conquistadors don't want you to know that the Dinos used to pray to a planet called Cites, right? And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you better. I can tell you. This is ancient shit that I've been all my life. I've been searching. Like I'm the one that been searching all my life for this, right? And look, the culture on the stars, the influence and strategy of the Dino people. And if we get, I wish I could zoom this shit in. There's some deep shit right now. How did I zoom in last time with this? But fuck. Okay, whatever. But it's here. Let me see if I can do it. No. Damn it! I forgot how I did it. I forgot how do I zoom in with this shit. I know, like I said, I'm closer. I'm more deep into this. Like I'm very deep. I lock all my 7 chakras. I locked all my chakra system. That's the reason why I know about this because my mind's way open and I this reason why I know a lot because I study this shit for a very long time. I'm definitely gonna put this in the chat box also. That's also in the chat box. So y'all can have it also and y'all can read it. Because while I pushed it, I'm pushing everything inside. That's why I like to. That's the reason why I mostly love the dead because I respect the dead. That's why Anubis I got at a bay around my neck. See, that's why I say I'm deep in my culture. Just because I did never been to Puerto Rico, now I can. The reason why I couldn't go to Puerto Rico because I was on parole for 20 years. They had me locked down for 20 fucking years. These motherfuckers had me stuck for 20 fucking years. I just got off parole February 13th. So right now I'm working my housing. Once I get my shit together, then I'm coming to the island. Even a Peruvian lady asked me why you go to South America? And she's like, why you go to South America and come and visit? Because she knows she's working the smoothie shop. I said one day. But I said not right now. But one day. You know, it's like, and when I was talking to her about the Incas and everything, about their culture, I said, I want you to think about something, right? For the indigenous people. This is only for the copper people. Why do you think the real indigenous people have webby fingers? If you look between your fingers, this is what the Conquistadors ain't gonna tell you. This is what the fucking Spaniards ain't gonna tell you. If you look between your fingers, you got webby fingers, right? Those are webby, right? Webby fingers, right? And if you look between your fingers, you see webby fingers, then you ask yourself this damn question. Who else got webby fingers? Reptilians, frogs, right? Dragons, not snakes. Snakes different. Um, the webby, we are the water people. That's what the diamonds are, water people. And what's in the water? A dragon. The legendary dragon. People talk about the dragon, who people really want to talk about. Who they really want to talk about, the mother. And this is why people say they want to play the little stupid ass game, like talking about, oh, this stupid ass. Somebody from Bigo was talking about. I'm not in Bigo no more. They banned me for a fucking year. They banned me a whole year. And I don't give a fuck about nobody. They could fucking die. Anyway, I really don't care. But when it comes to me, speak my motherfucking truth, I'm not letting somebody manipulate my mind or try to confuse me with bullshit. I smell bullshit when I smell bullshit. This is why I said that the Spaniards, the Africans, don't want you to know about this because what they done to you and label you, they don't want you to your ancestors where your ancestors really come from. Because if our ancestors come from South America, again, if our ancestors come from South America, they was called the Arundel tribe, then we gotta ask ourselves this question: why we got webby fingers? Why some of us got webby fingers and our ancestors come from South America? Then we ask ourselves, then we was born by the dragon. Now, if we want to go technically with this shit with the Thanos, I can go deep in this shit. Right? I can go deep with this shit. And now in the culture of Thanos, right? And the Thanos the culture, now we gotta go back into Asia. Right? There was a warrior in Asia named King Kong, brown man, copper man, right? In Asia, civilization. We come from warriors. Check me out. Kong, right? Khan, right? Kong. That's from Asia, right? Puerto Rican, Jamaican, Mexican, Dominican, African. That's from Asia civilization, Mesopotamia. We gotta go back to where it started at. We started from Asia. We came from East Asia though, because in East Asia, our hair is from East Asia. The hair texture is from East Asia. That's the reason why when we look at eyes, our eyes have Asian eyes. This is why you had natives here. Natives, Turtle Island, respect to natives, shout out to y'all. This is Native American. This is Native American land. This is not the Taino land. This is not the Azteca Maya or Inca land. We're here for one good reason: to help the Native Americans. That's why we're here for a reason. We're here to help the Native Americans to fight back. This is their land first. And technically, before like Turtle Island, we gotta go back in time, was called Kemet. Things like that with different colors. Because if that was the case, then if you go back in Kemet, then you're gonna see brown people, copper people. Again, I'm not dismissing shit no more. The truth will be told. People paint shit to make it sound good. Like the Moors. Look at the word Sumeria. Sumur. Moor. You hear the word Moor. Again, you hear the word Moor. High priest. The high priest stole the knowledge from the original people who are from Turtle Island, brown people. Look at the Aztec and how they built their stones. Look at the Maya. Look at the Incas. The Almanacs. Those was from in South America. And if you go to South America today, I guarantee none of these motherfuckers out here right now, America, will go to South America and say the shit they say now. I fucking promise you that. Look at these little dumb motherfuckers that can go to South America, say the fuck they want to say right now in South America. I guarantee you they end up dead. I guarantee they end up dead. They can't go with that. In South America, they don't play the little kiddie games. The ones you see there, those not African, those are copper people. That's facts. That's why America don't want to, how you call it, go around the rainforest, the Amazon rainforest. Technically, and that's how it works. Wait, who? Well, the Native Americans, first and foremost, we gotta think about us first. We indigenous, they natives. The native people was on this land first. They supposed to be the one that supposed to take care of the land. Again, they supposed to take care of the land. We as indigenous was forced to come here. We didn't want to come here. We were forced to come here by the same enemy. Moors, the Spaniards, the Europeans, and Africans. The Africans came over here, forced marriage into the Native Americans. Yes, the Moors, the Murs. That's what it is. They're around. Look at the hair. Look at the hair structure. The nappy, the fucking nappy here. The fucking nappy here. The nappy here. Matter of fact, the one that had that fucking nappy here, that's dumb. Because nobody on this fucking land, everybody in this land has straight hair. Everybody, whoever in this land, they have straight hair. And I can prove it. Through civilization stones. Stones, okay? If you want to, we'll go to Asia and I can show you stones. Statues don't fucking lie. I don't give a fuck what you have. Statues don't lie. Paintings, people can paint over something and say that's how they look like. But you cannot paint over statues of Sumeria. You cannot paint over Iraq. You will not do that. You're not doing that. Not over here. You're not doing that shit. So you can look at the hairstyle now. See, ancient civilization. This all ancient civilization. Long hair and bears. See? There was evidence. Mesopotamian beauty and hairstyle. Sumerian men had both shaved heads and long hair and beards. This is going back into the first civilization. And that's what people want to talk about. People want to talk about the long hair back in the days. People want to talk about ancient civilizations. People want to talk about the civilizations of Egypt. They don't want to speak about this shit. They don't want to speak. They don't want to speak about the long hair, the long hairs. They don't want to speak about civilizations. They don't want to talk about the long hair. They don't want to speak about the longest hair. Yeah, I know. They don't want to speak about the long hair because we got the 90 there. We holding so much hair that's not even funny no more. This has got nothing to do with Caucasian people. We not like Caucasian people. We got melanin skin. We the brown people. The only reason why we don't have brown in our body now because we gotta take care of our inner body and our outer body. So basically, if the more the if we eat healthy, if we eat healthy and really detox and put certain things in our skin, that sun will keep the brown on us, and that's what it is. I know they not. I tell them take a DNA test. I guarantee, I guarantee they not. Look, all right. So let's go to African American. Let's go to them. Let's take it to them. Let's take it to the grave. This I'm trying to get the African American ones. Fucker. It says, why is my African American hair falling out? Why is y'all fucking hair falling out? And y'all wearing wigs? Excellent question. Why African Americans wearing wigs? Why they wearing lashes? Why they wearing weaves? Why they wear weaves? Why they wearing extensions? Why they wear wigs? It's because you took from us. You try to take our culture and replace us. Now you're here for now. That's the problem. You don't supposed to come disrespect our culture and try to claim us, and then you're here for now. If I cut my hair today, where's the African American? Just say, for example, I cut my hair today, and I tell us African America, all right, let's put money up. Who here grows fastest? Mine's yours. Mine's gonna be in a month top. My hair will grow a month. It's gonna take 2 years. 1 to 2 years, his hair will grow back. Why is that? Because you do not have that indigenous hair. You got African hair. You don't have my hair. I have indigenous hair. You get mad at us because we had the original hair. Y'all hair take longer. Y'all hair take longer because you disrespect our fucking land. You disrespecting our culture. And so like a spiritual warfare is a spiritual warfare between African Americans versus the indigenous people of the land. Exactly. And that's the point I'm making. Every Native American right now on this fucking soil have long hair. We can have cornrows. Our hair so natural, we don't need to wear extensions. But if you go to the African salon, they want to put a wig, they want to put extensions on you. They want to put extensions on you. Why? Jealous of the hair? And that's what they do, jealous of the fucking hair. It's all about fucking jealousy. So they jealous of our fucking hair and what we do. Because every time I speak, say for example, platform like Beagle Live, like I said, I was speaking like this in Beagle Live. People were so fucking angry at me. When I say angry, bro, I had the whole fucking Beagle app live on my ass. And they banned me for a whole fucking country for a year. But yeah, a black woman could be half-ass naked. Chinese people be half-ass naked. I get banned from me speaking up. But now on TikTok, Facebook, speaking up now. That's why my posts on Facebook, people scared to challenge it. Like I tell any 5%, I tell any more, I tell any Israelite, and I tell any NY. Y'all 5% kiss my ass. I left y'all alone because the fact is, you say you Asiatic, but the word Asiatic came from the Moors. Y'all feel like y'all black supremacy because the father, the foundation, the father law was a fucking a master mason. And the 120 lesson was about motherfucking Freemason. The degrees was all Freemason now. I don't think so. Now, Nation Islam team, those Scientology, what they're telling you, they still work with white man. The Moors still work with white man. Yeah, I know what's going on. So for me now, I say, fuck it. Fuck being alive. Like I said, if you see my Facebook, I'll show you my Facebook now. I don't give a fuck. But if I show you my Facebook, how I am on Facebook, I don't play pity. I don't play pity games. Like I really don't. Like I really strike the hearts of people. I mean, I really strike. I put 50 motherfucking people's hearts because they know anything they said they fucking mouth, and anything I post, I'm ripping their ass apart. Like I said, I've been posting lately stuff about the indigenous people. I used to defend African Americans. I used to defend them and defend them. Now I don't fucking defend them. They cut the shit they be saying out their fucking mouth, and I get disrespected by them so many times. So now I'm going ahead. I'm not disrespecting nobody anymore. I speak about my culture. I go ahead and speak about the copper people. And I don't fucking play that because I'm not listening to none of these dumb motherfuckers. They say they told me they lived by the law of the universe. None of them motherfuckers live by the law of the universe. Because if they so they live by the law of the universe, they won't be acting stupid towards your own. They won't be act towards us. They will not be act stupid towards the native fucking Americans. They will not act stupid to nobody from the Caribbean Islands. So y'all don't know the laws of the universe, and you try to tell me how the way I speak, my delivery. No, my delivery's finest is that y'all motherfuckers feel like you can manipulate me and tell me what to do. That don't work like that. This is why I say what the fuck I say on Facebook. I speak my motherfucking mind on Facebook. I don't give a fuck what anybody says no more. Because this is what I fucking do. Yeah, I do. These motherfuckers don't have culture. They sit there and say, oh, we got culture. Okay, if you have culture, I question everybody. I say, okay, you say you got culture, right? So, okay, for example, right? If you say the black man, then you tell me color black got culture. So you should say the color black. Just the color by itself got culture. What culture? That's just a color. So you put a label out there, label the word black as culture. You can't fucking do that. So you should call me black. Say I don't have fucking culture, but I do. And this is where I come about. That's why I saw Native American. I saw Native American on Facebook. Of course. And that's the law of Maya too. They're not living the law of Maya. They're not living the law of the 120 Maya book of balance. I put that book. I said, you know what? I said one day that I'm gonna have a book of balance, right? A book of balance, right? No bullshit. I did the book of balance one day. I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna let the book go. So I created a fucking book called the Book of Balance. You know what I mean? I created a book called the Book of Balance because that's what I want to do. Because a lot of people talk about they have balance, but they really don't. Yo, I know it's my cup or like this shit. Oh, give me 1 second. I might get some water. I'm dehydrated. Exactly. And exactly. And that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. They don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear it. So people now speaking up now. It's not a that's my forefathers. Don Pedro, one day I'm gonna speak about them, but not right now. I'm not gonna speak about my forefathers. I'm gonna leave that for another. That would be a whole complete video about Puerto Rico, but it is my forefather, my own people kill my forefathers. That I'm gonna speak about that when I got time. Today I do it. I gotta do it from my heart and that's because they did kill my forefathers. Puerto Ricans did kill my forefathers, and Pedro Alpizo Campos, the leader of the Nietas back in the day. Pedro Alpizo Campos was the leader of the Nietas. Like I said, it's my forefathers, and I'm gonna speak about them soon. When I get a chance, but now I'm not gonna speak about them now. That's just, how you know me though? I'm Coach. How do you find me? Wait, how do you find me? Oh, that's what's up. But how do you find me though? How do you find me though? It's crazy. Everybody look for the damn message. How do you find me though? Everybody knocks me on damn TikTok. I'm coming. I'm waiting for somebody to go live. But why she always want to come into a live? Nah, I'm not going live because you always want to do this shaking ass and titty type shit. I ain't got no time for that dumb shit. Wait, what? Time out. Wait, shit. Wait, what? Hold up. I seen you on a short phone pretending shining the camera on your short phone. Pretending. Yeah, I'm looking for my taina now. And I'm on hunt for my taina. Cause a lot of other women out here, they Incas also, like Incas, the Maya Azteca. They hear me talking. They said like they say you fucking smart, like you fucking too intelligent, and a lot of these older women now, these women in their 50s, 60s, telling me this shit, and they see the resemblance of Pedro Alpizo Campos on me. Because if I really cut my hair, I will look like Pedro Alpizo Campos. So ever since I live in West New York, New Jersey, ever since I live up here. Anyway, I'll finish talking about this thing I was talking about. This old topic. I know. I was waiting for the right time. I was waiting for this year to wake up. Not to wake up, but my energy. Atabay talked to me. Atabay, the tiny mother, um, the tiny mother spoke to me. Atabay, and when she talked to me, I had to listen to Mama Dukes, and the vibration of my thoughts. Vibration of my thoughts. Um, that's what happens. I know about that. Trust me. That's why they scare me. All of them scare me. They don't come this way. They won't touch my. They won't come near my page. No, they don't want to debate with me. They go after the Indians like they go to the Native Americans, but all of them, they scare me. Cause I'm gonna ask them questions. I'm gonna come at them with different angles. I'm gonna come at all of them different angles. I made somebody ran out my Facebook friend list. He was so called native, but he's African American. He ran away. The Abya. I made people ran out my Facebook. They really hold ass. That's why they scared my. That's why they scared. Like a lot of us like keep pushing music. Like a lot of I be doing music. I know you gonna listen to music, but I do shit sometimes. Like for example, it's one of the music I say, "Don't judge a white girl," and the reason why, yeah, the reason why I said don't judge a white girl, I said because I seen a lot of Latinas. I seen a lot of Latinas. I seen a lot of Latinas run away from their culture. I seen a lot of Latinas going at the African Americans. That's what sign disrespect to me. So if that's sign disrespect to me, they if to me that's sign disrespect to me. A lot of it's a sign disrespect to me. So when I said what I said, I didn't fucking mean it. I'm just meaning it as a metaphor, where I said to myself like, okay, if the Latinas want to hear me out because they want to be related to somebody else, they want to go to a different fucking tribe. African Americans, go fuck yourselves. If you want to be with those motherfuckers, then go be with them. Then you get mad if I date a white girl. Now no delay. I see it. Ain't no delay. I see all the comments. I see all the comments. I see all the comments. But yeah, so this is what it is. I want to be a Latina. Don't get it fucked up. I want to be Latina because I'm more like a Taino now. Like I'm more of my ancestors. I don't speak the fucking language. Like to me, I don't speak the language. But the moment I start speaking the culture and heritage, it's not about the language. It's about defending the ancestors' name. It's about defending for the king. It's about defending Pedro Apito Campos' legacy. It's about defending the copper people, the indigenous people, not about language. It's not about that. A language could come and go. A language come and go. I be seeing Diana's on Instagram like, yo, why the fuck you teach our language online instead of teach it to the babies? Leave us alone and teach the babies. Go bring that shit to the babies because the babies need to know their language. And that's the point I'm making. The baby needs to know their language. That's all. Imprint that language on the babies. Don't worry about the adults. The adults got to battle these other motherfuckers who try to erase our history, our culture. And that's the point I'm making. You got sound culture? Yeah, that's what I said. And this is what I said. What I said. I don't give a fuck about the language. I honestly don't give a fuck about the language. The language don't make the ancestors. DNA does. That's the difference. Because if you seriously want to think about it, if you really want to think about it, the Tainos did not know how to speak a language. They spoke universal language. They spoke to nature and the universe. You know what I mean? This is the point I'm making. It's crazy because You gotta go back in time. The oldest language was Sumerian. Mathematics. Mathematics was the thing they love because mathematics, they know how to build shit, do math, everything. That's why I said the first language was mathematics. That was Sumerian language. It was not no fuck to pre mathematics because the 5% is to talk about the original language is a pre. Okay, where the fuck you get the mathematics from? Go back to the first civilization. Mathematics from over there. So you can't sit there and says y'all had the first language. You can't say that. You taking shit that don't belong to y'all either. That's like the Moors. Y'all take shit don't belong to you. Yeah. So with me, again, I mean, my preference to be with and to uplift is a Latina woman. I don't care if they're Peruvian. Like to me, I would date. I don't give a fuck. That shit don't mean nothing to me. We don't supposed to get rewarded in New York. That's we don't need to be. It's sad. America's not our home. That's the sad part. What is these fucking dinosaurs are? They doing everything wrong. They doing everything. Everybody doing something wrong right now. Puerto Rico is not the motherland. South America is the motherland. We came from South America, Amazon rainforest. So if you want to sit here and think about it, look into the first tribe. South America was our motherland. Now Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, we settled it. That doesn't mean it's ours. We came from South America. You see where I come from? Nobody can tell us where we came from. I'm a real person on this shit. Y'all had this motherfucking niggas on my ass all day long. Need my door was fucking time for this shit. So me, I eat like a Taino. Everything my ancestors eat, everything my ancestors eat. Yeah, see? I tell you, you see, I go deep. I can hurt people's feelings. Like I can go deep. What they doing? Cool. I don't do parades. I don't do none of this shit. What I do, I explain how to grow your hair back, how to eat better, how to detox. Those are three big things I teach my people. Change your diet. It's basically change your diet. Worry about your hair. And know how to detox. Those three you need to focus on to really sit there and clear your fucking mind out. Because the dinos never brush their teeth. The dinos never brush their teeth. This is like modern brush teeth is modern. That's form of slavery. You putting poison in your mouth. We don't supposed to be doing that. I don't do that shit. I'm like my ancestor. I don't do none of that shit. I I I I'm different. My DNA. I follow the flow of my ancestors now. I don't give a fuck about what people say no more. I follow the flow of my ancestors. If my ancestors disagree, like my body disagrees on something, that means my ancestors disagree on it. If my ancestors see something they likes, my ancestors will eat it. I will eat it because the spirit is your ancestors. You get the physical and you get the spiritual. Your spiritual is your Taino, and then the physical is you. So you the physical you, but the spirit is your ancestors. So you dealing with the physical realm and the spiritual realm. That's why it says those who disobey their ancestors or those who go against the ancestors shall die. And that's how it works. Those who go against their ancestors will be punished. And they will be sacrificed to the gods. And that's the reason why at a bay, the mother goddess, Yakahu, you know, Kodax, the death god, they're all within me. Where I play I I I pay close attention now. That's the reason why I'm a real fucking dino. And listen, people scared trying to be on TikTok. The shit I be saying on TikTok, people be scared coming there. Man, I'm culture. If you look at my TikTok yourself, and we see like, nah. if you come at him wrong, he gonna body, he gonna body your ass. He gonna make you fucking feel small. I make people feel small. I'm telling you, if you sit there, look at my TikTok, I'll make people feel stupid as hell. That's why people skip my TikTok. Like they look at my videos. I never. What's your TikTok? I don't know what's your TikTok. What's your TikTok? So I can find you. I don't know. You probably didn't place it to your Oh, you didn't place it. You didn't place it on your You didn't put it on your So you shut. Okay, so you got 8 subscribers. Oh, so you're a blogger. You're a podcaster. So you're a podcaster, right? I can't wait. I can't wait till I see you though. I can't wait till I see you. I want to see what you. I want to see what you're about. You heard? Hope I see you. Hope I see you one day. Hope I see you one day. On YouTube. I hope I see you one day. Hope I see you one day. So you only got. So that means you're only doing YouTube. No Instagram. No Facebook. So that means you got no Facebook. No Instagram. That's what you telling me. We can meet up one day. I don't mind. Like I don't mind meet up with nothing. I don't mind. I got so many books. I don't mind at all. I don't mind meet up with thing. I really don't. I don't mind. Yeah, I could, you could die with the knowledge too. Yeah, they always said the one that speak up is the one who die with the knowledge. That's alright though. Okay, it's okay. I'm protecting myself anyway. like a thing, you know. Like I said, this is one of my little babies. This is one of my babies right here. That's one of my babies. Okay, my that's my little baby. I love the Matrix. I like bomb shopping. That's my little baby. That's my big baby. This is my big baby. That's my big baby. That is the tidal way of life. That's my little ones. So I told you, I'm all doing all this shit. So I'm just one of those people that would carry. I open carry. The blade, I carry my blade every day. Nobody, the police don't say shit to me. The police sees it, but they don't give a fuck because they know what the fuck I'm about. And the police they see my videos, they saw the makeup, they saw the shit I carry. They know that I will put justice in my hand. That's the reason why police don't say shit to me no more. That's why police don't say shit to me. They really don't, to be honest. They saw the blade. They see how big that motherfucker is from Jersey City, West New York, Union City. They seeing it. When I ride my bike, they all see it. That means I don't like guns. Guns to me is too loud for me. So if I got a blade in my hand, or I'm doing shot eliminate. I don't want you to stay alive. I'm gonna murk your ass. I'm gonna try to take your life. That's how my mindset is. Because me being indigenous and things I see so far that I don't like, it's put me to a place of my ancestors when fucking one Creator from Africa came and conquered my ancestors. And that showed me who to trust and not to trust. So I'm just, you know, people gotta be mindful of how they gonna trigger me. If you go bad for them, go good for them. I'm just a cool person. And I tell people, don't let this shit fool you. Don't let my body weight fool you. Just don't. Like, you know what I mean, Diana? But that, I do got this card. I got messages like this card that's encrypted. I deal with VK. VK is nothing bad with it, VK. VK is just a messenger. This card I'm on. Like like I tell you, I'm on this card. VK. Yeah. There's gotta be a way that on YouTube. There gotta be a way YouTube this could be a messenger where people will message you and shit like that. There gotta be a way that YouTube got their own messenger where you can send people messages. Um, okay. Oh, you got that. Okay. Yeah, you got that encrypted. They like it's like this card. I got the same email. Man, I have the same thingy, but I use Gmail whatever for my stuff. I got you. Yeah, I know. That little faggot ass. It's like the colonizer says. You're gonna take the land. I'm gonna tell you this. Some people gonna fight back. Some people not gonna fight back. Um, you gotta remember something. A lot of people went against the Tainos in Puerto Rico. A lot. And that's why Puerto Rico always get hit by hurricanes because of the Zemi guards. And the Zemi guards are angry because nobody stepping up, like nobody fighting. People gotta stop. People need to stop talking and be by the actions. If you say you love the island, you gotta fight back. Nobody's not fighting anymore because yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, that was woman downfall. The man didn't want to marry no conquistador. It was mostly the woman that doing the shit. That's why history repeats itself. That's the reason why women lose their hair. Do you not know that? Do you not know that a lot of a lot of bodyguard women losing their hair? No, they have knowledge. The Dinos have knowledge. Is that but yet you can't you gotta remember something, right? If Aquabana show was so fair to the Spaniards, and if Diana married a Spaniard, that's not good because Aquabana II, a Bravo, want to sacrifice her. Let's see if it does repeat itself. But I'm saying, I'm culture. Well, now look, right? The woman sold out to Spain, right? What do you think the woman doing this generation Latinas doing? What they doing? The Latina woman from Puerto Rico. Yeah, and guess who they married to? Europeans, the colonizers, and they get married to the African Americans. Think about it, you said the women get out of the tribe and forget about the Taínos. They forgot about their culture. They worry about the parades, all that shit. That's why I'm trying to piss them off to get them, and I'm trying to piss their fucking nerves. It's like I could do so much, but they won't listen to me. They not gonna sit there and listen to me. That's why I said they not gonna sit there and listen to me. They're not gonna listen to me. So we're losing. The war of Puerto Rico, we're losing. Take how you want it, we're losing. That's why I said I'm single for a reason. I'm single because the fact I see a lot of Latinos doing dumb shit. Like I damn like yo, shorty, like what the fuck you doing? Like stay within the fucking tribe. We're losing our end. That's why they said that 85% of diamonds been wiped out because you gonna fuck around with these Africans. You fuck around with these little fucking dummies, and when they play you out, you look stupid. Cause they did their part. You understand? And they 56, they'll have no more strength in them. They have no more in them. Like you know what I'm saying? Because they get to that stage of dementia, their legs, they don't have it no more. It's up now. It's up to the young generation. Now it's up to the young generation to fight back. Um, I think this is why the children, like black children, go against their parents. Latino kids going against their parents is a lot. They're uniting because they know the kids ain't stupid. These kids know they're African American. They not stupid. These kids ain't stupid. Why do you think the kids not claiming the kids not even claiming fucking natives? They not even claiming indigenous. Now these fucking kids claiming that shit. Cause they like, yo, how the fuck we indigenous? We're descent from Africa. You lying to us. The parents lying to their black children. Because the children see the children sees YouTube. They see TikToks. They see the Snapchats. They see all that. These children ain't stupid. They know who the real Native Americans are. They know who they are by their hair. They know who the fuck they are. And this is a fact. You know what I mean? But you can't do so much. I wish I could be. Listen, if I when it comes down to me, my preference, I'd rather marry a Latina and get married to her in the tribe way. Like I want to marry her, do the ceremony of the Tainos. That's what I want to do. And blessings from Ali Bay and Yakahu. Yakahu and Ali Bay. And Yaya, the supreme deity of the creator of all Tainos. A blessing from them. From blessing from the demigods. That's all. I don't want to do it from course. I want to do it as the ancestors do it. Marry do the Dino way. Well, I'm fucking 41 years old, so damn, that should tell you a whole lot about me. That should tell a whole lot about me. It's like I got so deep, I got so much deep knowledge. Like, who the fuck am I passing knowledge on to? If something happened to me. So I said, fuck it. If it happens to me, I just keep it. I just keep it in my music. I just keep it in books. I'm not worried about death. I'm not. Yeah, because when it comes to this whole shit, like when it comes to the whole shit, like I said, when it comes to it, yeah, that's what I said. Let me tell you something. If I ever have a Taina, if I ever had a Taina by my side, I'm gonna feel like Addie Bay. I be Yakuhu, she be Addie Bay. That's how I feel. I'm gonna treat her like my goddess. I'm gonna treat her like a Taina, like a Taina warrior. See, I'm a Nino Taino, so I'm like Aquabana. I'd be like Aquabana the second, bravo. I'd be like Aquabana. Cause they too lazy to know. I'm the only person probably pushing this shit. I'm like the only one that's pushing pushing it. Like the dark, like a deep knowledge. Like I'm the only one from Kurigo that's so in tune and deep in his knowledge. Like I'm deep into knowledge. That's the thing about me. I'm so deep to it. Sucks. It sucks to be me. But I though. I mean I deal with it. I don't mind. It's cool though. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, do music. I did add a bass song. I like the add a bass song I did though. Like, have you heard? Have you heard the add a bass song pushed? Have you heard? Have you heard about the add a bass song? Well, since you heard it yet, okay. Since you heard it yet, all right. Since you heard it yet, oh shit, I forgot to spell it right. That big will kick my ass if I don't spell it right.
I walk with the silence of the mountain. Still, I sharp, heart, calm spirit. Still, they throw sugar lies and fake appeal. But at a base, shield blocks what ain't real. I don't lean, I don't fold, I don't bend. I stand firm on my ancestors' legs. It ain't no blood, not for sale, not for show. I got it true where the real ones go. At a base, shield. Over my head, over my soul, over my feel. I don't take my name for fake or thrill. I don't bend for take or deal. I got the base shield. Everyone that they gave me gone heal. I'm running in promise they can't kill. I'm running in promise they can't steal. They don't quick tongues, quick lies, quick trends. I got old songs coming in the wind. Grandma's hands in the smoke, still blessing. Turn my scars into armor, that's a lesson. Talk sweet, but they hollow in the chest. I read hearts, not captions on a thread. If it ain't clean, it can't step in my circle. Every step I take, my ancestors walk further. Everybody shield. Over my head, over my soul, over my feel. stone and the river still steady in the flood. Who gon' break me? I've been carried by 1,000 songs of blood. If you know, then you know where to go. Pass the noise, pass the glow to the glow inside. If you know, then you know, moving cold. Let the lights fall off, let the truth stay denied. Truth stay denied, truth stay denied, truth stay denied. Everybody still. Oh yeah, my soul, my feel. I don't want it, no fake for real. I don't live for drink or deal. Everybody still. Everyone they gave me no real. I'm real promise they can't kill. I'm real promise they can't steal.
Well, that's a song there. That's a song. That's called Abya Show. I used to put it there on list below, but that's the song called Abya. So yeah, that's the called Abya. Shit, anyway. I create that with the AI. I use Suna to make my music. I use Suna to make my music everything. So yeah. So yeah, that's what I do. But that's about it though. Well, I'm not let's see. Alright, so I finished spoke about what I spoke about today. Hope y'all enjoyed the live. So next time, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna speak about next. But that's just AI singing. AI sing that. Like AI do sing that. Um, there's no singer. That's my name. Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna send to you. It's it was like look for it. I'm gonna send to you. You know what I'm saying? I use AI to do it. I do lyrics. AI for my song. Yeah. See, I use Sooner. Yeah, everybody sees Sooner before. Everybody heard about Sooner shit. I'm about to get all this shit. You're welcome, my queen. And hopefully I see you one day. Hopefully I see you one day, Diana. One day. Takes one day. Oh, my put some stores now. Ooh, people in trouble. I'm putting stores now, so it's good. You too, mommy. Have a good one. Peace. I love everybody.